Hey everyone, it's Wednesday and it's morning time, check-in time, morning coffee. Um, I've already mowed the lawn this morning. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning in Omaha. I hope it's beautiful where you are. A lot of thoughts to share, a lot of thoughts to share. I think I'll start with I had more success with my bedtime lesson last night than the last one I shared with you, the Snow Pony. Last night I pulled out a prog band I completely forgot about. I've never seen their records on vinyl. And this was an absolute delight last night. TMCO with Parade. I think they're from France. This is fantastic. It's bombastic like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, but the writing is, in my opinion, 10 times better. What does it say? Return of the Hero, maybe? But this was an absolute delight. Excuse me, it's on the Musea label. So that was what I played last night, and it was fantastic. Something else I listened to last night, watched some video last night, which I don't do too often. I have a huge video archive and just decided to watch some video. But as well as that, some music I listened to, I forget what I was doing, but I played this Drugs Aphex Twin. It's like a sampler. It's just got like 5 tracks from it. And this is, Richard James is a strange man. You know, there's really hardly any rhyme or reason, seemingly, to what happens from one track to the next, which is, I think, is pretty cool. I mean, there was a couple times where it's like, what am I listening to? You know what I'm saying? I think that's brilliant, actually. Something else super cool that happened for me yesterday and today, actually, is I got an email from Ben, the guy who is Soviet France. I had shown, can I pull one real quick? They're right over here. I had shown some Soviet France records a while back, and somehow he, come on, I know I got some over here. Oh, well, here's one, yeah, because they're unusual. No, that's not it, damn. Okay, all right, all right. See, that's why I don't do this, because I need to get prepared. Soviet France. Some of you folks know what I'm talking about. Sound experimentalists, been around for quite a while. The packaging on their records is always very interesting. He emailed me, said that he really enjoyed my, what did he call it? Show and tell. So I wrote him back, and said, wow, again, it blows me away when I hear from artists directly, that they've seen my videos, and I asked him what's he up to. So he emailed me back this morning and hooked me up to his SoundCloud page. Apparently he's got something new coming out on Soleil Moon Records, which I didn't know is still going. I love that when artists get a hold of me. I mean, of course, it makes sense, they're just people, but again, within the history of music, records, being a fan, and what that all means to me, being at this point in my life where I'm playing with people, interacting with people whose music I bought, means a lot to me. I don't take it for granted. This is what I've wanted, actually. I've been wanting this all my life, is to be one of the boys, one of the guys. And in many, many ways, I very seriously am. I'm not making big money and all that stuff. Here, I just spotted one of my Soviet France records. Yeah, the guy from this band, Ben, I forget his last name already, got a hold of me. And it makes sense, to me, to follow up on that personal connection sometimes because, it just enhances the connection with your audience, to have that direct contact. I will talk about some more music, but I do want to share some more thoughts. Bihatsu asked if I had any further thoughts on my retirement at this time. Yes, I do, actually. A couple things. I'm not bored still. I'm not. Do I find myself thinking now more a little bit about companionship. Yeah, I like living alone, but having someone, that's human nature, and so that as an issue is kind of rising a little bit. And when I went out recently and got in touch with a couple of girlfriends, that I hadn't seen for a while, kind of got me thinking a little bit, details at 8. But the other part that I'm thinking strongly and more strongly is about, and I think these things very strongly. I'm really glad that I have the opportunity to disconnect from the chatter of Western thinking and living. We are so caught up in the way that we live, based on capitalism, commerce, and the market. And we've been doing it for so long as a people, as a species, that it appears to me that we don't question our own actions. It's like we just do it, like we assume that this is it, that this is really the whole thrust of reality, when in fact it's all really based on some fairly arbitrary things that happened over the millennia that brought us to this point. My point being this: I'm glad that I have the time to sit back and look at life, to be thankful that I got off the treadmill where I was headed towards working until I was worn out and would not be able to enjoy freedom. You know, um, the idea of working until you're of retirement age or until you're worn out, and then you do good to be able to sit in a chair and eat a bowl of cornflakes, because you're so worn out. I think that's an incredible cheat. It's like, this is the best that we could do, but to think that this is really the true template of reality, and this is what God expected us to do, I think it's just nonsense. This is all very arbitrary. Even as a human being with finite sensibilities, I know that if I were given the job of the divine ruler, I'd do a better job than this. I'd do I could do better. So, the other thing is, I'm not desperate to prove anything anymore. I think that comes also with age. I think when you're young and full of the juices of life, you're bursting with potential, and the desire to leave your mark or to do something. And as we get older, that diminishes. I still enjoy doing the things that I do, but that's the point. Is I want to enjoy these things. It's more than I have to prove this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really in the moment for the most part, just enjoying little things. I'm also finding that little things are very enjoyable. Now that the first month of my retirement is past, I get up and get out of this house every day. I'm not sitting up here listening to these records all day. Like I thought maybe I would while I was working. I thought if I had the opportunity I would do this, but no. I play some music, but I get up and I get out. And I'm jacking around in the yard a lot more, pulling weeds and stuff, which is a good thing. I don't think I'm going to do a garden this year, but I think I'm going to prepare an area in the back maybe for a garden next year. I don't know. That might change. Okay. So what's really important to me has really become much clearer. I do find that I do take things for granted still, like people, to be honest. I know a lot of people, and I still don't get in touch with a lot of people. I just kind of sit and do my thing, and then I call a few folks now and then. But I honor that, because that's, I get tired of people real quick. I do, honestly. Even my friends that I really like, an hour or so with you, and I'm done. Y'all can go home. I would think the same is true on the other end. It's like, surely you're tired of me now. Let me go home. So those are some of my thoughts on retirement. that it's even more clear to me that mankind really doesn't know anything. As much as we know nothing. We do not know the sum of reality. And the way that we've chosen to live based on the market is just a choice among many that could have been made that set the template for the way that we live. I do not believe that man is really any higher than cats and dogs and elephants and the flowers and the clouds. You know, I think about mortality. I think about how we humans are really attached to our identity, and we have this inflated sense of importance. Whereas I have this intuition that when I die, this identity that is attached to this body dies. This essence that what made Dereck Higgins animate in this world, that does not die. But this identity attached to this carcass goes, which is why so many, and I gotta do it, guys. I gotta go here because it's in my thoughts. Which is why I just lambast the majority of religious belief on this planet. You know, it's like, folks, you're kidding yourselves. You know, you're really kidding yourselves. We don't know, and we're not that important. We are not more important than the ants and the beetles in the larger picture of things. And the idea that our identity needs to be preserved for infinity, that there's a cloud for Dereck Higgins, there's a cloud for so and so, and there's a cloud for so and so, because they were good and they're gonna sit on that cloud forever. That's just laughable to me. I really, really am pained to think that we have generations of people who take that shit seriously. Those are the kind of things that my retirement allows me to muse upon. Remember, I'm smart enough to know that I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know this. This is just the way it looks to me. I do want to challenge people's thinking, especially you guys that just take what you've been taught for granted and really think it's real. I do. I want to upset you. I do want to challenge you. You have really no reason to think that that's reality. You never question it, do you? It was what you were taught. Why do you think they know? Why do we think anyone knows? I don't know. I just follow the energy that makes the most sense to me. It doesn't lead me to a lot of the places where conventional thinking is. Thought I was going to talk a little bit about music, so I guess I'll title this Morning Thoughts, and I'll give a disclaimer. Very little about music, you know. Some of you folks do enjoy hearing my thoughts, and some of you folks, I know it. Even though I don't know it, I know there's some people who are cursing me. I find it interesting that you watch me, though. I don't know exactly who I'm speaking to, but I know there's people who I piss off, but you keep watching me. Isn't that interesting? I'll say it again. I don't know what I'm saying. This is what makes sense to me. I challenge you. I challenge your beliefs and your pet ways of seeing reality. We don't know. Stop and think about it a little bit more, you know. Okay. What's on my agenda today? Today, I am trying to get a hold of the graphic artist so I can get to work on the cover. Couple challenges. I've tried to back up my computers. I've had a bunch. And as it turns out, the original files for this artwork weren't backed up. I can't find them. So I want to, if I'm going to reproduce this, I want to reproduce it in the same sharp quality that you see here. I will not settle for what I had to do for Dereck 3, which was a soft image. It's either going to be nice and sharp like this, or it's going to be something else. And that's where I'm at right now. We're hitting 15. I don't know if this is going to make the cut. I'm about to find out.